Hey parents, thanks so much for taking a few minutes to connect with us. We're really excited about what God's been doing here the last few months as we've reopened our facility. We're seeing kids come and learn about Christ. Our youth group continues to progress. Kids are developing in their faith with Christ. We're having a great time doing it. I want to take just a few minutes to talk to you about what's going to be happening this fall. There's a few minor changes that you're going to hear about, that you're going to begin to see. There's actually an email I sent out earlier explaining some more of these in detail. But I just want to do a little bit of face-to-face sharing with you what God's been doing and what we're planning for the fall. The first thing I just want to mention to you is that over the next few weeks you'll begin to see a logo shift. If you've been in church in person, you'll see that most of our stuff now is D3. We really believe that God's called us to help people discover, develop, and demonstrate life with Jesus. So along with that, along those lines, we're going to be renaming our kids ministry and our student ministry to D3 students and D3 kids. You'll begin to see those logo changes. We just want to make you aware nothing is really changing below the surface. We're still going to be ministering to kids, we're still going to be ministering to students, we're still going to have a system and a strategy to do so, but it won't be called the same. Along with that, you'll begin to see this third logo that maybe you're not used to seeing. It's going to say D3 Next Gen. When we talk about D3 Next Gen or D3 Next Generation Ministries, we're encompassing our students and our teenagers under the same framework. So when we want to talk about both groups together, investing in the next generation, you'll begin to see that term and that logo, D3 Next Gen. We're helping the next generation of students discover, develop, and demonstrate life with Jesus. The second thing I want to talk to you about is on Wednesday nights, we'll continue to have our student ministry again. The first Wednesday in September, September 2nd, will be our fall kickoff. What we'll be doing is we'll be asking you guys to pre-register, but all the registration details will be coming out in the next week or so. After that, we'll begin our normal student ministry programming. One of the things that's going to change for this year is that instead of having one big group and then breaking it into small groups, we're actually going to have two smaller groups. We'll have a student ministry middle school and a student ministry high school. Student ministry middle school is actually going to start at 5th grade. So if your child's been attending Chapel Kids, you want them to come on Wednesday night instead. We just feel like having 5th to 8th grade together is going to be a better way to minister to those kids and help them better discover, develop, and demonstrate life with Jesus. There'll be some overlap from time to time, but our primary goal is to have essentially two separate age group student ministries. Kids ministry will continue to take place on Sunday mornings just during our 9 a.m. worship service. As our numbers continue to grow in the fall, like we expect them to, we'll begin to think about and talk about transitioning to two services again. We'll also be adjusting some curriculum things. You'll begin to see different types of parent resources. Those will be available via social media, via email. We'll also be putting things on the website. This will give you as parents better tools to engage your kids and help them grow in their walk with Christ. Those tools will be in line with what we've been teaching on Wednesdays and Sundays. So you'll not only know what we've been teaching about, you know what we've been talking about, but you also have some resources to take those things on home. We believe it's the parents' primary responsibility to disciple their kids. We just love being a part of the process. And just to kind of recap, student ministry kickoffs coming up September 2nd. That's going to be 5th through 12th graders, but they will be broken up by age group. Our student ministry regular programming will begin on Wednesday nights. The Wednesday after that, we'll have two separate student ministries, 5th to 8th grade, and then 9th to 12th grade. Kids ministry will continue in the fall, just for our 9 a.m. service, and we'll begin to evaluate as we move on during the seasons to see how things progress. Continue to recommend wearing a face mask. We strongly recommend that. Especially as it gets cooler outside, we'll begin to be inside a little bit more often. We are enforcing spatial distancing as much as possible. We are encouraging kids to spread out, not to do the high fives, do the elbows, that sort of thing. We're trying to limit contact. But it's important to remember that these are kids and students, and by nature they want to be social with each other. If you have concerns, if you have hesitations, you are the parent. Feel free to keep your child at home. That's why we're providing those resources so you can follow along. But we also know that students and children are both very social. And we want to provide environments that are both safe and engaging so they can have fun and they can also learn about God and His Word. If you have any questions, please reach out. We're here to help people make disciples. We're here to help people discover, develop, and demonstrate life with Jesus. And we're doing that the best way we can in these changing times. We're so thankful to be a part of what God's been doing in your family. If we can serve you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks so much for taking these few minutes. We hope to see you soon.